So I think I've been talking about evaluation for quite some time. So there is a baseline or a foundation that has been set already. So I was trying to think as to how I can make it a little more interesting before actually getting into the evaluation contest preparation. I thought I will actually give out a personal experience that I had recently when it came to evaluation. So I was called for doing an evaluation at another club, and sorry. Okay, so I was called for an evaluation to another club, and I gracefully accepted. I said yes, and but I was under the impression that it would probably just be a level 1 or a level 2, and I was quite at ease and I was quite prepared for it. Imagine my shock when the person came back and said that it's actually level 5 and it is the last speech, that is the winding up speech of level 5. Now, if for all the uninitiated, let me just tell you, level 5 last speech would be someone who have already spoken at least 16 to 17 times. He would be probably a very seasoned speaker, and also it's a 10 to 12 minute speech. So imagine trying to evaluate a 10 to 12 speech in 3 minutes. Now that in itself is quite a challenge. So immediately, even though I have a base of how to do an evaluation, I went into a panic mode. I was like, how am I going to be evaluating a veteran speaker or a seasoned speaker? Will I be able to do a good job? Now, dear Toastmasters, let me first and foremost tell you, do not get panicked. There is absolutely no need to have a low self esteem or low self confidence, whatever level your target speaker is. Because as an evaluator, you are definitely going to be bringing a lot of insight, a lot of innovation, or a new kind of set of eyes to your target speaker and also to the audience who are listening to you. So with that open mind, first and foremost, I got the evaluation resource because that is our baseline. If we get our evaluation resource, we know exactly what is the objective of his speech. It was a he. That's which is why I am using the male pronoun here. So that's why I needed the evaluation resource so that I can understand exactly what is the base with which I am going to do my evaluation. So my evaluation prep started a few days earlier. I was trying to understand exactly what his speech is going to be. Is it going to be an inspirational one? Is it going to be a motivational one? Is it going to be a humorous one? I was basically listing down exactly what kind of speech to expect when I listened to him. I started the prep then. I started doing a little bit of research, trying to find out certain quotes or certain anecdotes that I can add on to my evaluation speech. So please understand that an evaluation speech prep does not start on the day of you listening to your target speaker. It starts much before that. Study your evaluation resource, understand it in and out, so that when you listen to your target speaker, you understand whether that objective is met or not, and try to have a baseline as to how your speech is going to be, because as an evaluator, you're not just doing an evaluation, you're doing a prep too. Try to think of innovative ways in which you can present your speech. So I got the evaluation resource. I understood exactly what is the kind of objective that I was looking out for. I went in, I listened to his speech of 10 to 12 minutes. And let me tell you, my dear friends, it was an eye opener for me and also for him. Even a veteran speaker, even a seasoned speaker, I was able to actually see, or I was able to recommend certain areas of improvement. So, what I'm trying to say is that don't be low in confidence. Always be confident in what your abilities are, because you are going to give a new set of eyes to this particular target speaker. So, when you're speaking to your target speaker, try to bring in your personal opinion, because end of the day, it is your personal opinion. In my point of view, in my personal opinion, this is what I felt, or this area is where I feel you could have improved. Be specific in terms of his speech. try to get out the pointers in his speech or her speech and specify that when you're giving the evaluation speech. If, for example, there is a particular area in his speech wherein he needed to pause to give a little more a dramatic effort, like the day I learned my father passed away, and he continued with his speech. Instead of that, if he says, the day I learned and my father had passed away, and you give a pause, you give a more of a dramatic effect to your speech. So you have to specify exactly where in his speech he needs to give the dramatic pause, or where exactly in his speech he has to improve on his body language, or where exactly he has to have a little bit of vocal variety, or a little bit of body gestures, or your facial expressions, or so forth. You have to be specific. Unless and until you're specific, it's just an arrow in the air. The particular speaker or the audience will not know what you're actually referring to. Even when you're giving the commendation, exactly where exactly he excelled, even which point was the fact that actually stuck out for you, make sure that you tell that particular speaker where in his particular speech it really struck you, or it evened out for you, or it made a mark for you in your memory. When you're presenting, again, I want to touch upon the different ways in which you can present yourself. The DCO method, that is the making sure you're pointing out how he delivered the speech, the content of the speech, and also the objective of his speech. Point out exactly what was the objective of the speech according to your point of view. If it was an inspirational speech, make sure you point out that your speech inspired me. Your story of you succeeding in your workplace or your personal life has inspired me also to do more in my personal life, and so forth. Then we have the metaphor way, wherein you can actually add in a little more metaphor. I tried to add in a metaphor wherein I kind of likened his speech to a puzzle, wherein I felt he had put in the corners of the puzzle, but the story of his puzzle, or the content of his speech, was missing because he missed the middle parts of his puzzle. So I felt I conveyed to him that your speech, I felt, was, I couldn't understand the full story because I felt you were missing the middle points, because you had not brought in more of your personal anecdotes or personal stories about your experience, starting from your first project level to your end project level. So this is how I used metaphors. The content is always the same. The objective, or the way you speak, is always the same. You start by commending the speaker, by saying exactly what is the good areas in which he has brought out his speech, then his recommendations as to where he can improve upon his speech, and then wind it up into a nice little bow by again closing the speech by saying the commendations again as to exactly where he excelled, so that you can close the speech. Now, for the contest, what happens is you don't know your speaker, you don't know your objective.
What
Okay,
happened? Come and show me.
Surabhi.
Sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know. Sorry.
No, it's okay. No issues. So, for a contest, you will have a speaker coming from outside who will speak for 5 to 7 minutes. Luckily, not 10 to 12 minutes, only 5 to 7 minutes. But of course, you don't know the objective. You don't know, you don't have an evaluation resource to fall back on. So it's like a blind walk. You don't know what to expect. It could be an inspirational speech, it could be a motivational speech, it could be a humorous speech, it could be just a speech. I mean, it need not have anything, or not being point out any points, but it's up to you to bring out your personal touch as to how you felt after listening to that speech. Did you feel inspired? Were you motivated to do more? Or did it bring out the laughter in you? Or did it, how it struck you? So it's your way, the way you listen to it, how you heard it, how you can bring it out, bring your personal touch to what you heard. But at the same time, make sure that you are specific. You can't be general when it comes to actually doing an evaluation. You have to specifically point out where exactly is the areas that he has improved. Bring out the points, the plus points. Start off with that, saying, greet the audience. Start out, greet your audience. Good evening, dear Toastmasters, dear judges, and so forth, and my target speaker. And then go on to start out exactly these are the areas that struck out for me, or this is the area that stood out for me, or this is what actually made your speech stand out for me. Start out with your plus points. So that's basically the first part, is the analytical quality. If you will see the judges ballot, if I could share that, maybe it'll give a better picture. Okay, so this is actually a judge's ballot for the evaluation. You can see that each area has specific points. There's 40 points for the analytical quality as to how you have analyzed the speech. The 30 points goes to your recommendations, and the 15 points goes to your technique as to how you have presented your speech. Was it in a positive way? Was it a motivational way? Did you actually inspire your target speaker to improve upon his delivery or his content and so forth? And finally, 15 marks for the summation. So first and foremost, you have to make sure that your recommendation, everything is crisp, concise, and it is done in a very creative manner, in an innovative manner, so that you stand out, because this particular speaker is being evaluated by a lot of people, where the judges will be listening to a lot of evaluations. So in order to stand out, you have to make sure that you have actively listened and actively observed your target speaker, so that you can point out exactly where he has stood out, or what is his excellent points that made his speech really on par. And also, this is where you actually bring out what was the objective that you felt from your speech. Then the second part comes the recommendation. Thank you. Recommendations. Now, I've heard many people who come and says that your speech was wonderful, it was excellent. Since you're a seasoned speaker, I have nothing more to recommend. Don't do that, because that's not adding value to anyone. It's not adding value to your speaker. It's not adding value to the audience who is listening to you speak. Even a seasoned speaker, even a veteran speaker, over the years of speaking, there would be certain points that they would have actually foregone, or they have missed out on, in their process of, improving their speech. Maybe they have, forgotten about their delivery points, or in the process of improving their delivery, maybe their content, or the way they paced their speech, or where the way they have, expressed certain emotions in the speech, they might fall down on. So it's all up to you. It's your personal skills as to how you can, making sure that, you get it down, and pointing out and seeing the nitty-gritties of exactly what your target speaker has spoken about, and make sure that it's positive and it's specific, and it's a helpful recommendation that they can use in all of their future speeches. Then technique is, of course, the way you present yourself, how you have actually put in, and it has to be what I would suggest is, before actually listening to a speaker, make sure that you have like a tabular format, wherein on one side you write all the good points that you felt while listening to your target speaker, and on the other side all your recommendations as to, what you feel would, improve upon their next speech, or their delivery, or their content, or how they have organized the speech, or so forth. So what happens is, at one glance, you know that this is where he has actually, these are the commendations and these are the recommendations. So you can, at the end of the day, you can also organize your evaluation speech better, because everything is crisp and clear for you right in front of you, rather than going all over the place. Because I've heard speeches wherein they start off by saying, I loved how you speak like this. I would suggest that you do this. And then they said, I also liked this particular speech, or this particular part of your speech, or I suggested this. And so you're putting the suggestions in between. So in order to have a better organization, it's always best to start off with the good points, your recommendations, and then close it up. Summary. I learned it the hard way how important it is to summarize a evaluation contest speech. It's 15 marks. I mean, this is really important as to, how you're closing your speech. You must leave a mark when you're closing your evaluation speech. You should say in summary or in conclusion or so forth, and start off by saying exactly how you're going to conclude it. try to personalize it, try to bring an anecdote, probably maybe a quote or anything that, leaves a mark in whoever, in the judge's mind, in the audience mind, in the target speaker's mind. So how you start is very important, your body is important, and how you close is also important, because end of the day, even if you're just doing an evaluation, you are a speaker too. So the main rules of making a speech lies here too. It is an impromptu speech, you have to think on your feet, but a little bit of prep before that, like maybe have a list of quotes that you can use, or have a small outline as to how your speech is going to be. Even after you listen to your target speaker, you have just a rough draft as to how your speech is going to be. You have it in your mind, or you've written it down, or whatever it is. And while listening, make sure that you have a tabular format so that everything is clear, your recommendations and your recommendation. Understand exactly what is the kind of style you're going to opt for. Are you going to be opting for just commenting on his delivery and his content and his organization, or are you going to bring a metaphor or so forth? Be clear beforehand itself, so that when you present it, you're not confused. And make sure that as a speech is done, exactly with an intro, a bang on intro, a very conclusive, comprehensive, concise body that is helpful to the target speaker, and then finally a bang on, finale or a closing or a summation, so that you wrap it up well and you close your speech excellently. So I think this is the baseline when it comes to an evaluation. It starts off much before an evaluation starts, then what happens during while you're listening to your speaker, and also what happens after. I mean, this is the basic rules that we can think of. So with that, I would like to close this education session. If there's any questions, I can definitely open up the arena for that. I'll just stop sharing.
Okay, all those who have attended evaluation contests, maybe you have some doubts. Attended, participated, certain kind of things like, I mean, you can always ask her later also, but in case you have something which can benefit everyone.
Okay. I hope no questions are ahead. Shall we move ahead with the next segment?
First, all the best to everyone. Please do participate, take this opportunity. And also, I would suggest listen to speakers and try to evaluate on your own also. Practice makes perfect. So all the best to everyone.
Well, that was an enlightening session, Toastmaster Tina, who gave us the courage to take the baton and proceed to success with the Soliloquy, saying, yes, why not me and why not now? Especially in this situation, the evaluation contest season. Next comes the